See how my bride is looking on the robe. She's so beautiful. Just see the beautiful robe on her and her girls. So let's go into the video. An edition of make sewing tutorials and better drafting. And today we'll be making a robe. So you can actually use to make a robe. You can actually use any fabric of your choice. But today we'll be using this Akara print. This Akara print. 100% cotton Akara print. So I'm actually making this for a bride. She wants to use this as a bridal shower outfit. So I'm using this Akara print. So I actually cut what I needed out so that the video will be shorter. So for you to know the fabric to put on fold, this is already on fold, as you can see. So for you to know the actual fabric to put on fold, the hip of the client or your hip divide by 4, then plus 2 inches. So in allowance. So what I have here, I'm taking a length of 42 inches. She says she wants it not too short. So, and this is 42 inches. So this 42 inches. Yeah. So the next thing I'll be taking from this is starting at my shoulder line. I'll put a line here. This will start as my starting line. So out from that line, I will be taking 9 inches for the bust point. Then from there, I'll take a hip point. So you can as well just ignore that hip point by taking your hip measurement. So for her, it's actually 10. So I'm taking 10 inches for her hip, then plus 2 inches sewing allowance. See, so I'll be taking this straight to the end of the gown. So which is 10 plus 2, that is 12. So this is my 12 inches, like so. 12 inches. So I'll take that line straight. So this is it, the straight line. Then at this bust point, you also do the same thing. Your hip plus 2 inches, so this is 10 inches. Mark your hip all through the gown. Then at the upper part, you take your shoulder. For our shoulder is 7.5, but since it's a robe, the shoulder is not normally on your shoulder line to come down a little. So if your shoulder were to be 7.5 or 7, add 1.5 to it, so that it will come out from the shoulder joining, the shoulder line a little. So for her is 7.5, so I'll be using 8.5. This is, so I'll be using 9 inches. This is 9. This is 9. So this is it. This is straight line. So I will measure what I have here, 9, take the midpoint and take a curve and there this way. See what I did? It's very easy to sew. So you make sure you are not marking your actual shoulder line, because this is a robe. So you add to your shoulder line. Some persons add up to 3, 4 and thereabouts. So I'm actually just adding 1.5 so that it comes out of my shoulder a bit. So this is it. So the next thing, I'll be taking 3 inches for the width of the neck. So this is my 3 inches. Then at this part, I'll come down by 1 inches. So I'll slide this into the shoulder line. Like so. Then the depth of the neck for the back, I'll be taking 1.5 inches, like so. 1.5. Then you take your curve this way. So this is actually the back. We'll be using this to cut the front. So this is the neck width. So we'll cut it out. This actual thing we needed. So this is so I'll put this, I'll put pins to secure it down. Then use this to place another fabric. So I actually cut the separate fabric also for, sorry, not this, a separate fabric for the back piece. So the only difference between the for the front piece, the only difference between this is to be having 3 inches allowance at the front. So this is the front part. So the only difference is that the front part will be bigger than the back with 3 inches. So before we place our back, we mark it 3 inches from this fold. It's actually on fold also. So taking 3 inches from the fold into the fabric, like so. So take these 3 inches, straight it to from top to bottom. So you can see these 3 inches all through to from top to the bottom. So these 3 inches will serve as your overlap. You know your rope goes this way, so these 3 inches will serve as your overlap. So now we bring our back piece, we place it on it like so, making sure, let me dress closer, you leave your 3 inches this way. So you just place it this way. So, and this is it. So this is the extra 3 inches for our overlap for the front. So the next thing, we take the opening of the front neck. So for this, I'll be using 10 inches. So you take from the shoulder joining 10 inches, like so. So I'm using 10 inches. You see how it is. So this 10 inches. So I want to make an illustration here. If this were to be our front, you take it, I want to create the V shape first. So take your V neckline this way to this, to the shoulder joining. You see what I just did here? See what I just did now? So this is a V neckline, but we are not cutting this because this is our back. So we just trace it out on it. Now we know this is where our V will be. So you only just extend this line to these 3 inches by taking it all through to it, like so. You see what I'm doing? So this is my 3 inches. So I'm just using this back piece as a guide now. So we'll take the V all through from this up into this overlap 3 inches. So take it this way. and end it wherever it ends. So are you seeing it now? So this is where my tape, my ruler, sorry, and this is where my ruler ends by the time I take it straight into the 3 inches extension. So now just for us to fold this off, we've already marked it here, the neckline. So we'll take it now straight, which is this. So do you understand? So this is what we'll be cutting out and not this. We are just using this as a guide so that we will know where it's going into on the overlap. So this is actually our back piece. So we won't be cutting this out. But every other thing remain the same. The side, you trace everything out the same way. So I'm just tracing the neckline, same, the armhole, the same way, the side, the same. So that's all you do. So on this we'll be cutting this and the side. So let's cut this out. So cut this way, like so. So this is our front piece. So we cut the shoulder, this way. So we can put it back now and cut every other thing equal. Every other thing equal. So these are shoulder front extension, the 3 inches, don't forget. So let me shift it so you see what I'm doing very well. So we're cutting the side. Make sure you just trace the side. Everything should be equal. The only difference here is 3 inches extension at the front, and the opening, the V opening. So this is it. So we are done with it. So this is our back piece, and this is our front piece. So the next thing is to cut the sleeve and the band. Then mind you, this 3 inches, remember, is on fold, so you open it up like so. So open it up. So keep this aside. Then make sure the armhole will enable us to be able to cut our sleeve. So just make sure what you have here. There's no need for the armhole coming into the armhole, because this we did actually use our shoulder measurement, so no need to deep in your armhole at the front. So what we have here is 10 inches. So we'll be using these 10 inches to cut our sleeve. Very sorry, I did not know my camera was not recording this part, but what I did was to take 18 inches for the length of the sleeve. So I took 18 inches. Then I came down from that 18 inches. Let's say this is a straight line. So I came down by 4 inches, like so, 4 inches. So I make a curve. You can see, then you have to measure around that curve to get that 10 inches we needed. I will measure from the main cloth. So when I measured, I have my 10 inches. So the first part of this part, you have to put your round sleeve measurement. So for a round sleeve is 7.5, which is here. So I actually put 2 inches. So I put 2 inches sewing allowance, which is here. So at the lower part, if you watch closely, this is 11. So I don't want it too wide. It's more of like a bell sleeve, but this is not a very big bell sleeve. So I mark the 11 inches. So I take it slantly into it. So this was what I did. And this is the second sleeve, as you can see. So this is it. So I did not know my camera didn't pick that part of it. So at this side, if you leave your sleeve this way, after sewing, after sewing, if you put on this robe, you'll be seeing your closing allowance at the side. So you have to curve the side. So that was why I did this line. So we cut this off like so. So this is like our closing allowance will not be showing. So this all for the sleeve. I made a notch here. So this all for the sleeve. So I'm actually making 9 of this. So I'm making 9 of this. So for the bride, I'll be using this plain fabric for the front part of hers, so that it will be different from the others. So this is actually from one person, back and front here. So, and the sleeve. So what I will just do is to use this to cut for all everybody, the 9 persons. But for the bride, this is the front part. I'll be using this to place for the white. So we'll do that and go to our sewing machine and start sewing. So at that point you will understand better. But we also need a band. This band will go through the back like the neck, to go around the neck, then come to the front, go around this way. So this is the band. I've also cut it out. So just your normal band. So if you fold this band, it will give you 2.5. If you open it, sorry, if you fold this is 4. If you open it is if you fold is 2. If you open is 4. So this is it. So let's just measure it and see. And this is it, 2 inches. So when you open is 4 inches. So you measure here, measure from this end all through, then to the back neck. Now whatever you have, that is what you, the length of your band. So we are done with this. We'll keep it aside. Then we use these ones to place for every other person. So we'll be using this one to place for the bride, which is the front part. We have this. The only difference between the bride and the other girls is just the front part that will be the white pattern. So this is the sleeve for the bride, but for every other person this is it. So we'll start sewing. First thing we'll do, so this is our sleeve. You open it up. This is the back piece. Open it up. So this is it. So you open this up and open the front part of this. So what you do, you join them firstly at the shoulder line. So you match the front part to the front part. So this is the front part of the back, and this is the front. So you join them at the shoulder line. So we're pinning this on the shoulder line this way. So you pin the other one too to the shoulder line, like so. So this is it. So we join on the shoulder line, then after which we put a sleeve, attach your sleeve to it. So this is there's the back of the sleeve. So after joining on the shoulder line, we join our sleeve to the shoulder, both sleeves to the shoulder. Then we come back to this. So this will be the last thing on it. So I'll go and join the shoulder line, attach my sleeve. Then the side you just close with 1 inch all through. Just close from the sleeve, be taking the sleeve this way 1 inch. So I will join the shoulder line facing the sleeves, then close it from the arm, from the hand like this. So let's say this the sleeve, so be closing 1 inch all through to the down part, so it will remain this part which is a band. So before attaching the band, I'll come and show you what I've done so far. So this is it. I joined the shoulder, as I said earlier. I joined the shoulder, join shoulder, both shoulders, put the sleeve. So put the sleeve. Then I join, close it all the way from the sleeve. So the side is 1 inch. Then I added the band to the neck. So this is the final look. So this is the band. This in this is the band. So I added it. So this one actually is finished. So this is how it is. So this is how it will be. You pick your closing line. So this is not actually mine, so I can't put it on. You see how it is. Because it overlaps one another. These are the sleeve. So what is remaining on this is just to do the belt that we used to tie it on this part, the belt. So then let me show you on this bride's on. So this one I did the same thing. I joined the shoulder, attached the sleeve, then I also close the sides. I also close the sides. So this is it. Is that it is, but I've not added the bands to it, so I want to show you how to add the band. So this is the neckline at the back. I made a notch at the back. The middle you fold shoulder to shoulder, then you notch. So this is the band I wanted to use. You have to measure from down to the other side to get the length of your band. So you fold your band into two and notch the midpoint of the band also. So you fold your band this way. So you notch the midpoint like so. So and this is my midpoint right here. Here. So you notch the midpoint. So you now put it this way and pin it down. I just run a stitch on the band to secure it down so that I won't be doing too much work on it. So just pin it all through to the other side, the same to this side, and so the same thing I did on this one. I just want to show you what I did on how I joined the band. So I'll pin this all through to the white to the lower part, then I'll show you the finished look of the rope. So here we have the final look. I've attached the band to it, so I attached it all around. So this is it. I also put this for the belts to pass through. So you have it this way, just to fold the lower part that is remaining. These are the sleeves. This going through this way. This was the excess of the 3 inches we say we add to over that. This is it. So this is our bed. Sorry. it. So this is how it looks. So it's not mine, I can't put it on, but this is the final look. So what is remaining just to hem the lower part, then serge the inside. So this is the sleeve, and this is the other sleeve. Please, if you find this video helpful, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, put on your notification bell so that when I upload any new video, you get notified. And please subscribe. It doesn't really cost much. Subscribe to my channel. Thank you.